All right, let's talk about broccoli. Yeah, I know, that little green tree we've all been told to eat our whole lives. But what if I told you it's hiding a pretty incredible secret? A secret that could literally extend your life. Well, today, we're gonna unlock it.
I mean, who hasn't heard this a million times, right? Eat your broccoli. It's like the official slogan of parents everywhere. But it turns out they were onto something way, way bigger than just making sure we ate our veggies.
Because here's the thing, this isn't just about getting your vitamins or fiber. What if this simple vegetable could dramatically slash your risk of dying from anything? I know, it sounds crazy, but that's exactly what the science is telling us. So let's get into it.
All right, so let's look at this longevity link. And I'm not talking about some fluffy health blog trend. We're talking about hard science that shows how these little green florets are connected to a longer, healthier life. So there was this huge study in 2024. Researchers looked at thousands of people, and the connection they found between broccoli and lifespan is, well, it's stunning. You're not going to believe this next number. 43%. Let that sink in. A 43% lower risk of dying from all causes, just from eating broccoli once or twice a week. I mean, that is an absolutely massive return on investment for such a simple habit. And, this wasn't some tiny little study. We're talking over 5,500 adults. And they saw this really clear trend. It was almost like a dose-response relationship. The more broccoli people ate, the lower their risk of dying from the big stuff. Heart disease, cancer, the whole list.
Okay, so how on earth does a vegetable do that? Well, it all comes down to this one little compound, this secret weapon it has hidden inside. And the hero of our story is a compound called sulforophane. This stuff is the real deal. Scientists have found it's a powerhouse. It fights inflammation, it's an antioxidant, and it even has anti-cancer properties. Basically, it's like a tiny bodyguard for your cells, protecting them from the damage that causes all sorts of nasty chronic diseases. But, and this is a huge but, here's the catch. You can't just get it. Broccoli doesn't just give you this amazing compound on a platter. No, there's a twist, a chemical puzzle you have to solve. And honestly, most of us are getting it wrong and missing out on the best part. Yeah, the big problem here is cooking. The very thing we do to make broccoli taste good can actually create this chemical catch-22 that locks away its most powerful benefits. Okay, let me break it down with an analogy. Imagine raw broccoli has this locked treasure chest inside, right? And that chest is called glucoraphanin. The treasure inside the chest is what we want. That's the sulforophane, the good stuff. But to open the chest, well, you need a key.
And that key is an enzyme called myrosinase. It's stored in a different part of the broccoli cells. So when you chop or chew it, you're breaking down those cell walls. The key, myrosinase, finally meets the treasure chest, glucoraphanin. And boom, a chemical reaction happens, and the treasure, our sulforophane, is released. But here's where the plot thickens. The villain of this story, it's heat. You see that all-important key, the myrosinase enzyme, is super sensitive to heat. So if you just throw your broccoli into boiling water or a hot pan, you destroy the key. And if you destroy the key, the treasure chest stays locked forever. And just how big a deal is this? It's huge. One study showed that without that enzyme doing its job, you only absorb about 10% of the sulforophane. But with it, that number jumps up to around 40%. That's 4 times more of the good stuff. It's a total game changer. Okay. I know what you're thinking. Do I have to eat raw broccoli for the rest of my life? No, don't worry. Now that we know the problem, we can talk about the solutions. There are some really cool, simple hacks you can use to outsmart the chemistry here. All right, here's the main trick. It's called the chop and wait method. It's so simple. Step 1, chop your broccoli up into little florets. That's what breaks the cell walls and gets the reaction started. Step 2, just wait. Let it sit on your counter for about 90 minutes. That's the magic window. It gives that enzyme all the time it needs to unlock the treasure before you cook it. After that, you can steam it, stir-fry it, whatever you like. Now, if you don't have 90 minutes, no problem. You've got other options. Eating it raw, obviously, is a great choice. If you are going to cook it, lightly steaming is way better than boiling it to death. Just whatever you do, please don't cook it till it's that sad gray mush. Oh, and here's a pro tip. If you want a super concentrated hit, go for broccoli sprouts. They are absolutely packed with this stuff.
So a question I get a lot is, what about frozen broccoli? Well, for our hero, sulforophane, fresh is definitely king. Why? Because the freezing process unfortunately kills that key enzyme. But, and this is important, don't write off frozen broccoli. It's still super healthy, loaded with fiber and vitamins. So listen, frozen broccoli is way, way better than no broccoli at all.
Whew, okay, we went from big population studies all the way down to a chemical reaction on your cutting board. So let's wrap this all up. Let's create a simple, easy-to-remember blueprint for you.
Here it is, your blueprint for better broccoli. First, remember, this stuff is a proven longevity food. Second, its superpower comes from sulforophane. Third, to get that superpower, you need the enzyme key, myrosinase. So, fourth, unlock it. Chop it first, then wait before you cook it. And finally, just aim for 1 or 2 servings a week. That's all it takes to potentially get this incredible health boost.
So, the next time you're in the grocery store and you see these little green trees, you'll know they're not just a boring side dish. They're a treasure chest, packed with powerful secrets for a longer, healthier life. The only question left is, are you ready to unlock them?